Good morning, all and one present over here.
Good afternoon.
I, Dhanashree Pore, Assistant Professor from the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication, welcome all of you on behalf of the Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering Department by the Jagdamba College of Engineering and Technology. We are all here to hear a guest lecture on the mobile ad hoc network by Dr. Vinay Rajurkar. He is an assistant professor from the Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Badnera. Sir has completed PhD from the SGBAU with having a total 13 years of an experience and also published more than 20 research papers and 10 books in the editorial board member in more than 20 plus journals. He has reviewer in more than 15 conferences as well as the journal. Also has guided the many of the ME students and BE students also. So I welcome Dr. Vinay Rajgure sir for this guest lecture and request them to please proceed their guest lecture for our students. Yes sir, hand over to you.
Thank you, madam. So, is this screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, today we will discuss topic which is the introduction to computer network and MANET, that is for mobile ad hoc network. So, before discussing the actual MANET, that is mobile ad hoc network, first we will start with the introduction to computer network. Okay. So, what is computer network? As you know, whenever a computer network is a group of computers linked to each other that enables the computer to communicate with another computer and share their resources, data and applications. Means whenever we connect two computers, okay, at that time the computers are able to share their resources. Resources means whatever software, whatever applications the other computer has, whatever data they have, or all the things they can share. So basically, connection, whenever we say that computers are being connected, they are sharing all their resources. They are sharing all their resources. That is nothing but what computer network. So the types of computer network, as we know, there are four types of, or we can say there are four categories of computer network. So these categories are, as you know, the LAN, PAN, WAN, and WAN. So LAN means that is local area network. Means suppose if you want to establish network within an institute, just like in your college, if you want to establish a network, then we can say we have formed the LAN. Okay. Personal area network, PAN. What is personal area network? Suppose if you want to establish a network in a in 10 meters of range in a room, so we will say it is personal area network. MAN, metropolitan area network. If you want to establish network in terms of in a city, in a metropolitan like Mumbai, Delhi, so at that time we would say we have formed the metropolitan area network. And what is WAN? WAN is nothing but wide area network. If you want to establish a network within states, within countries, among all over the world, then we will say that is WAN, that is wide area network. Okay. So basically these are the four types of network: LAN, PAN, WAN, and WAN. Now the most important thing. Now whenever we establish a computer network, we require certain most important thing. Okay, and that thing is nothing but what? The protocol. That thing is nothing but what? The protocol. So what is protocol? A network protocol is an established set of rules that determine how data is transmitted between different devices in the same network. Okay. Just like we suppose if we form a network and there are two computers and both the computers want to communicate with each other. Then which rules they shall apply, means which language they should use. Just like whenever we talk with each other, at that time we use a certain protocol. Some use English language, some use in Hindi language, some use Marathi language. So this language is nothing but what? The protocol. Okay, that you follow, so that you can share your data, whatever you want to say, okay, to a other person. Just like here I am the sender and you are the receiver. We have formed a network. We have formed the network. Here, if I want to send some data to you people, okay, so at that time I supposed to use certain protocol. I should use protocol. So which protocol I should use? I can use English language, I can use Marathi, I can use Hindi. So here we are using English language. So it is nothing but what the protocol. So same, whenever we connect two computers, there we require a protocol. Yeah. So what we call protocol, a network protocol is an established set of rules that determine how data is transmitted between different devices in the same network. Yeah, different devices in the same network. Just like whenever you send hi message on a WhatsApp to your friend. Okay. So whenever that message will be delivered to your friend, okay, at that time during transmission, it is follow certain protocols. It is follow certain protocols. So that protocol may be anything like TCP, UDP, HTTP, SMTP, any protocol. But there should be a protocol. Obviously, whenever we send any message from one computer to another computer, it follows, it has to go through that 7 layers, like OSI model. Yeah. So obviously, just like we are having application layer, session layer, presentation layer, network layer, data link layer. So if you observe each layer, whether it is application layer, data link layer, each layer follows certain protocol. Each layer follows certain protocol. So network protocol is a very important term or vital.
Sir, your voice is break.
Am I audible? No.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
So the network protocol is an established set of rules that determine how data is transmitted between different devices in the same network. Just like TCP, whenever you use internet, okay, whenever you use LAN, so at that time we use the protocol that is TCP, that is transmission control protocol. HTTP, whenever you use if you want to open any website, at that time you enter the URL of that website, www.gmail.com. So basically there you can see in previous there is a protocol that is HTTP. Then SMTP, that is simple mail transfer protocol. So just like whenever if you want to send mail from one person to another person, whenever you use Gmail, so here there you use the SMTP protocol. So whenever we form a network, okay, keep in mind that whenever we form the network, we supposed to use the protocol. Now, what are the components of any component network? Now, if you want to establish, any network, if you want to establish network anywhere in the world, whether it is in Japan, Australia, China, India, anywhere, you supposed to require these 5 things. Okay. Without these 5 things, you cannot establish network at all. Okay. So the first one is what? Sender. Okay. First one is what? Sender. Second is what? Receiver. Second one is what? Receiver. Okay. Third one is the most important, that is message. Okay. Third is component is what? Message. Fourth is what? The medium. Which medium we suppose, whether we need to use wired medium or wireless medium. So fourth component is what? Medium. And fifth component is what? Protocol. Fifth component is what? Protocol. Just like here itself we have formed the network. Here I am the sender and you people are the receiver. Okay, we have formed network over here. Okay, I am the sender and you people are the receiver. Okay, then message, whatever I am telling regarding this component network and manage, all these are what? Messages. Okay, medium, here medium you might have wired connection or you might have wireless connection. Okay, so it depends which type of connection you are having. So medium is what? And the protocol, here we are using English language as the protocol, so that I shall deliver you whatever message which I want to say to you people. Fine. So these are the 5 components of any computer network. Okay, so in this you can say that if you want to form the network, then you must require the sender, you must require receiver, you must require protocol, you must require medium, and you must require message. Okay. These are the 5 components. With these 5 components, you can establish a component network anywhere in the world. Okay. Anywhere in the world, we must require these 5 components. Okay. Are you getting what I am saying? Yes, students.
Yes, sir. Getting, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is mobile ad hoc network? So this is up to this point. This is general component network. Okay. If you want to establish network, we require these 5 things. We require these 5 things. Okay. Now we will specifically discuss regarding the mobile ad hoc network. Okay. What is mobile ad hoc network? So up till now, do you have any queries? You can ask question at any time. Yes, students, have you understood? Okay, fine. So
Yes, sir.
we'll start with mobile ad hoc network. Now, what is mobile ad hoc network? Okay. Now it is nothing but the part of this component network. This is the part of this network. So mobile ad hoc network is a temporary type of local area network. Mobile ad hoc network is a temporary type of local area network. Okay. So here what is mobile? Here the term is first in mobile. What is mobile? Here mobile means what? Moving. Mobile means what? Moving. Ad hoc means just like temporary. Yes. For time being, we can say. Okay. A network, okay. So it's moving temporary network. Now, so mobile ad hoc network is a temporary type of local area network. So why we will call it as a temporary type of local area network? Because obviously whenever we will form the network, so mobile network usually forms temporarily, like it is infrastructure less network at all. So MANET is suited for an environment where infrastructure is lost or deploy an infrastructure is very possible. So in short form, we call mobile ad hoc network as MANET. Okay. So in short, we call this mobile ad hoc network as MANET. So MANET is suited for an environment where infrastructure is lost or deploy an infrastructure is very costly. So just like you can take the example, you suppose if earthquake occurs, okay, suppose, or flood occurs, or like any disaster occurs. So if you want to establish a network over there, so at that time here we don't have ample time, to establish a network with establishing construction, infrastructure, all these things. So at that time here, as soon as we need to form the network, so what we will do? So at that time we will use the mobile ad hoc network. So generally the range of this mobile ad hoc network is 1 kilometer to 2 kilometer. 1 kilometer to 2 kilometer. Basically, first it was used. The mobile ad hoc network is the 9/11 attack on Twin Towers, okay, in United States of America. So there the rescue operation was started after that building was collapsed. So there they have used the mobile ad hoc network. For what purpose? For rescue operation. For rescue operation, there they have used. So even if you see, suppose the flood occurs, suppose the earthquake occurs, and if you want to establish the network over there for rescue operation, so we can use the mobile ad hoc network. Okay, so that's why we call the mobile ad hoc network is a temporary type of local area network. Why we call temporary? Because we don't need to establish the infrastructure over there. Okay. A managed mobile app network is suited for an environment where infrastructure is lost. Okay. See, keep in mind, a managed suited for an environment where the infrastructure is totally lost, or deploy an infrastructure is very costly. If the infrastructure is totally lost, here we will use managed, or deploying an infrastructure is very costly. Suppose if it's too costly to establish a network, so there we will use the mobile ad hoc network. Okay, fine. So now tell me, just anyone, that if we want to establish a mobile ad hoc network, then what are the various things we require? Yes, anyone? Can you tell me what are the various things we require if we want to establish a mobile ad hoc network, or what are the various components that we require? Just anyone. Suppose just consider a scenario. Suppose one building has been collapsed. Okay, just like take the example of DMart Amravati. Suppose this DMart Amravati building has been collapsed, and if you want to start the rescue operation over there. So what things we would require if we want to establish a mobile ad hoc network? What components we require? Fine. You can say, okay, yes, we require sender, we require receiver, we require message, we require protocol, and we require medium. These are the 5 components we supposed to require. Yes or no? We require these 5 components at least to establish a mobile ad hoc network, because you can take any network, whether it is wired network or wireless network. We suppose require these 5 components. Okay. So a managed is suited for an environment where the infrastructure is lost, or deploy an infrastructure is very costly. So what is managed? So managed is a collection of mobile nodes forming an ad hoc network without the assistance of any centralized structure. Okay, managed is a collection of mobile nodes. So here in this diagram you can see these are the mobile nodes. Okay. So a managed is a collection of mobile nodes forming an ad hoc network without the assistance of any centralized structure. Okay. Just like if you have seen, there are certain types of network. There is client server and peer-to-peer. In client server network, we are having one server, and the others are the client. But here in this mobile ad hoc network, it is a collection of mobile nodes forming an ad hoc network without the assistance of any centralized structure. Here we don't have any centralized device as such. Okay. Now, MANET is an autonomous system of mobile nodes connected via wireless links. Obviously, MANET is an autonomous system. It is totally autonomous system. Now, here you can see the dotted lines in this diagram. These are all what? Wireless networks. So, MANET is an autonomous system of mobile nodes connected by the wireless links. Okay. Each node of MANET operates as an end system and a router for other nodes in the MANET. Okay. Now, each node of a MANET operates as an end system and a router for all other nodes in the MANET. Now, here we have said each node have the same priority. So, here each node will work as a router itself. Okay. Nodes in a MANET are free to move and organize themselves in an arbitrary fashion. So, nodes in a MANET are not stand still. They are free to move anywhere. Okay. Suppose rescue operation, if you want to start some other part, so we will move the nodes over there. If you want to change the location of this, as it is infrastructure less, so if you want to change the location of rescue operation, so we can just move the parts from one end to another end. Okay. Now the example is what? Disaster recovery or military operation. In military operation also we can establish a network. Okay. In military operations also we can establish a network. Suppose if you suppose military want to perform any anti-terrorist operation, so obviously whenever some terrorists are hiding in a building, so that range is maximum 500 meters or maybe 100 meters. Okay, and there they want to establish network, Indian military. So at that time also they can form the network, so that they should locate the very where the terrorist is actually hiding in that building. So likewise, even in military also the mobile networks are being used. Now obviously, as you know, that if you want to establish the network, so we require the protocol. Okay, we require the set of rules to these. You can see in this diagram there are multiple nodes. Okay, these are dotted lines are nothing but what the wireless network. Now whenever these dotted lines are communicate with each other, one node is communicate with each other, so they require certain protocol. They require protocol. So which protocol they will use, that we will see later, but before that we just see the need for protocols. Now why we require the protocol? Obviously to transfer, deliver message, to govern the message. Okay, we require protocol, but other than this it should use optimal battery power. Okay. What is the need of protocol? It should use optimal battery power. As you know, the mobile network is what? Temporary, infrastructure less, so it is work on a battery. So the network must, the node must use the optimal battery power. It should waste less bandwidth. It should waste less bandwidth. Okay. Obviously during communication the bandwidth may be utilized, so the wastage of bandwidth should be less. So that is also the purpose of the protocol. It should protect from malicious node. Now as it is the open network, so there might be chances of the cyber can also hack this network. Cyber attackers can hack this network, so it should protect from the malicious node. And packet drop should be less. Packet drop should be less. Obviously, what is packet? Packet be nothing but what? Message. So whenever one node is sending message to another node, so during transmission the packet drop should be less. Why it should be less, that we will see later, that how the packet delivered from one node to another node. So these are the need of protocols as far as MANET is concerned. So the protocol used in MANET. Now here, just like for application layer we use the HTTP protocol. Like this we can use the most important use protocol is what? AODV. It is ad hoc on demand distance vector. That is AODV. That is ad hoc on demand distance vector. Okay, so now as you have seen, you can see this diagram where we are having number of nodes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. Now these nodes can transfer message to, suppose A is the source and F is the destination. So how the message we would send? Okay. As you know, why? Now suppose A want to send message to F, that is destination. So obviously the range of mobile ad hoc network is less. So what A will do? A wants to send message to F. So what A will do? A will first send message to B, then it will send message to D, and the D will send message to F. Likewise, hop to hop, the message will get transferred. What is RREQ? RREQ means request, and REP means reply. So we will see in detail in next slide. So basically, just keep in mind the protocol that we will use in mobile ad hoc network is AODV, that is ad hoc on demand distance vector. Now what is working of AODV? So based on the standard distance vector algorithm. Now this the AODV protocol is based on the standard distance vector algorithm. Okay. Now what is RREQ? That is, so route discovery mechanism is initiated when a route to a new destination is needed by broadcasting a route request packet. That is RREQ. RREQ means route request. We will say as what is RREQ. Now here you can see the node A. Now node A want to send message to node F. Okay. A is the source and F is the destination. Okay. So what A will do? A will just broadcast message. Okay. A will broadcast message. So A will send message to So that message will deliver to B, that message will be delivered to C, which is in range. Okay, which is, I just want one editor here. Let me check, editor is there. Okay. Okay. So A want to send message to F. So what A will do? A will just simply broadcast message. Means A will send multiple packets to its neighboring nodes. A will send multiple packets to its neighboring node, that is B and C. So those who are near to this A, it will collect the packet and it will deliver to the next intermediate node. So what A will collect, B will collect packet coming from A and it will deliver to D, and then D will deliver to F. So whenever the source generate packets, it is what? Root request. And whenever the B will receive the packet, we will count it is root reply. Okay. So root reply packet are used to send reply to the source node when it gets path of the destination. Okay. So just keep in mind two terms: root request, whenever sender will send the root request packet, while receiver will send the root reply packet, RREQ and RREQ. In every mobile node maintains a routing table that stores the next node information to the route to a destination. Obviously, just like router maintains the routing table, here FDB will also maintain the information of each neighboring node. Okay. So now just concentrate on here. Now here we are having source and here we are having destination. Just like it's A, B, C, D, F, G. Okay. Now this is the source and this is the destination. Now source want to send message to the destination. So what source will do, what A will do, it will do the root request. So what it will do, the source broadcast a root packet. The source node will broadcast a root packet. So how? By using RREQ packet, that is root request, because we want to send message to the destination. Now see, here the source has sent message to 3 root request packets to its neighboring node. See, are you getting what I am saying? What source will do? Source will broadcast packet. Source will broadcast a packet. Source will broadcast packet and with the help of RREQ packet. With the help of RREQ packet. So what next thing will happen? The neighbors in turn broadcast the packet till it reaches to the destination. What the neighbor node will do? It will turn the broadcast packet to its neighboring node. So here you can see this packet, the second packet has been delivered to over here. Okay. This neighboring node will transfer packet to its neighboring node. Okay. And this node will transfer packet to this neighboring node. Okay. And this node will transfer packet to this neighboring node. Now here all the packets will be sent, but the node discards the packet as having been sent, because this node has already sent packet to this node. Okay. Now whatever packets coming from this node, it all will be discarded. Means the node which will first send packet or first deliver packet, it will keep the packet as it is. Rest packet have been discarded. Next, this node will send packet to its neighboring node. Now you may ask question, why they are sending packets to neighboring node? Okay. As the range of mobile ad hoc networks are limited, just like Bluetooth range. We are having the Bluetooth range of 10 meter or 15 meter. Okay. After that we cannot connect our mobile with another. So likewise here also we are having limited range in terms of MANET. So that's why we want to send message from hope to hope. Okay. Means from one node to another node. So again, this packet will send message to its neighboring node, but this will also be discarded because this above packet has already been sent by its neighboring node. So here the packet will reach at the destination. Packet will reach at the destination. Now, what destination will do? The reply packet follows the reverse path route packet recorded in the broadcast packet. Okay. The reply packet, that is RREP packet, follows the reverse path. It will follow the reverse path, to send that yes, I have received the path, now you can send me the packet. So what destination will do? It will simply will give the RREP, that is reply. RREP reply. Yes, this is the path is there. This is the path is there, and now you can send me the packets. Okay. The moment this path will get established, the data transmission will start. The data transmission will start. Basically, what they are doing, they are just sending the messages. The message, whenever that RREP receives at the destination, it will send the RREP. Yes, now this is the path. Now you can send me the packet. Now after that, all the packets will get transferred to the destination. So with respect to this, we are having this data transmission will occur. Okay. So now if you want to establish a simulation of AODV in NS2, now if you want to establish this mobile ad hoc network, so for that purpose we need to purchase the mobile sensor node. We need to form networks with the help of laptops or computer. So instead of this, what we will do, we will have one simulation software, that is NS2, Network Simulator 2, okay, or Network Simulator 3. You can use any software. So in this software you can establish the virtual nodes. Just like here you can see we are having these virtual nodes over here. Okay. And with the help of the virtual node we can establish a computer network, and then we can send message from one end to another end. Now here you can see, as message we can not directly send the message, so it is sending message to its neighboring node, and that neighboring node is sending message to another neighboring node. Likewise, the message will get delivered from one end to another end. So this is nothing but what? The software network simulator, where you can establish the actual mobile ad hoc network. Okay. So this is the simulation of the mobile ad hoc network. Now performance. How we will check the performance? Whether the packet that mobile ad hoc network has been going in right direction or not. So this is what packet delivery ratio. Packet delivery ratio means how many packets we have been sent and how many packets the receiver has been received. Suppose 100 packets we have sent and 95 packets we have received. So it is one good thing. But suppose if we have sent 100 packets and only 50 packets have been received, so we will say the packet delivery ratio is poor. End-to-end delay means how much time it will require to send packets from one end to another end. So how much delay it is going to require. So more delay means performance is poor, less delay means performance is good. So these are the two performance factors: packet delay ratio and end-to-end delay. Implementation strategies. Now what things we require if you want to establish this mobile ad hoc network in terms of simulation. So simulator that we use, that is network simulator. Operating system we use Fedora, that is Linux, and protocol that we need to use, that is AODV. And this is the structure that we can form the network by using network simulator. Now application, what are the applications we are having? So it is the military battlefield to maintain an information network between the soldiers, vehicles, and military information headquarters. Now you can see where whenever China has attacked in Galwan Valley last year. So at that time our Sikh regiment has established the mobile ad hoc network over there to rescue our soldiers from that battlefield. Okay. Rescue operations for disaster relief efforts such as fire, flood, or earthquake. Whenever earthquake occurs, like in Kutch, we are having that earthquake occurs. So at that time they have used this mobile ad hoc network. Civilian environments like sports stadium. In sports stadium also they use the mobile ad hoc network. It is also used to simplify the intercommunication between the various mobile devices such as laptop. Now you can use a laptop as a mobile node. Okay. You can connect multiple laptops to establish if you see the Windows 7, there you are having the option that is mobile ad hoc network, where you can use the establish the multiple laptops over there. Okay, so these are the things of. So this is regarding the component network and the mobile ad hoc network. Okay. So if you and anybody having any questions, you can ask.
Yes, anyone is having if any questions, they can ask to sir.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir. Hopefully it is all understood to all dear students. I am very much thankful to Dr. Vinay Rajguru sir, along with much more thankful to the head of the department, Professor V.K. Barbudhe sir, Principal of Jagdamba College of Engineering, Dr. H.M. Bharatkar sir, and much more special thanks to Dr. Vinay sir for their wonderful session delivery, and sir has also covered all the basic requirements for the mobile ad hoc network along with the simulation. I am very much thankful again for your valuable time you have given for our students and your presence. Thank you very much. Herewith declare that the session is ended.
Thank you, madam.